Hi, this is Enrique. Welcome back to my channel. Today is December 2nd, 2024, and I decided to take a trip to this area close to me. It's called the River. So it has different shops. There's a cheesecake factory there. There's a yard house. There's a lot of little shops, Ben and Jerry's, Five Guys. There used to be a Starbucks there. And after boxing class, I decided to go over there. I do have an American Express Gold card, and every single month they do provide me a benefit where one of the qualifying restaurants is actually a Cheesecake Factory. I get a $10 credit there. And over the course of the year, that's $120 that I could use towards Cheesecake Factory, but it has to be in $10 increments. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and go to Cheesecake Factory and redeem my $10 gift card. So the way I do it is I go into Cheesecake Factory and I can actually go into the front counter where they sell the cheesecake and I can request a $10 gift card charged to that credit card. And I can accumulate those gift cards over time and I can use them at family outings later, or I can give them away as gifts, little $10 gifts for Cheesecake Factory. It adds up to $10 gift cards times 12, which is $120 a year. So it's an added benefit to having that credit card. I like to take advantage of it if I'm in the area. And I said, hey, might as well stop by, take a couple shots of the river and see how it's doing. We are right now during the time when it's the holidays. So I did decide to go over there and check it out. Also, they have a Dave & Buster's that they opened up. I think it was in September of last year, if I'm not mistaken. So there is a Dave & Buster's there. It's not that old. And also there used to be a Bay's barbecue spot there. So as I went around today, did my shopping for the $10 gift card at the Cheesecake Factory, I started to walk around. I know for a fact that this river hasn't been really busy these last couple years. I have no idea how these businesses are surviving there. And as I walked around, it was around midday, and but even then, I would expect to see more traffic. There is a movie theater there, but for the most part, it's a ghost town. There was hardly anybody outside, and all the storefronts were pretty much empty. They had a lot of little businesses there as well. And they also have an REI co-op store that they just opened up a couple months ago. That's probably the store that had the most traffic there. Other than that, Cheesecake Factory had a couple people in there, maybe regulars. For the most part, if you looked around, they do have a post office that gets a little bit of traction. It belongs to the city of Rancho Mirage. And they do have a lot of parking, which is great. But the only thing that this place is missing is patrons. So as you can see in my B-roll footage here that I'm presenting, is that, like I said, for it to be the holidays, there's no people walking around. I'm not sure if it's online sales that are taking a front seat here this holiday season. But like I said, the only thing that I do notice here is REI did have a little bit of business. The Yard House looked completely dead. I don't think there's that many people going to the Yard House. It looks like these businesses, they only thrive in certain times of the year, possibly when there's reunions, probably when the weather's a lot better. But as of right now, the river, it's pretty much a dead spot. And you only get some regulars that go there. So as you can see, also, it looks like they have a PF Chang's. I'm not even sure if PF Chang's is still open at this point. It could be, but maybe they just open up in the afternoon. So these businesses, I believe that a lot of these businesses are in danger of not lasting more than a year or so. They have to have some serious capital for them to be able to survive. So it just kept me thinking, also as I go to this restaurant, Cheesecake Factory, about the times that I've been there in the past and how eating all these large portions of food, the average American loves to eat out at Cheesecake Factory or possibly goes to a Cracker Barrel or goes to other spots that have these large portions. And most of these meals in these menus that they provide, they're over 2,000 calories. It's crazy the amount of sodium, the amount of fat, and just the amount of ingredients in there that are no good for you for your health. I have been going to the gym consistently for the past several years, and now that I have other aerobic exercises as well as boxing, which is very cardio based, all of that makes me even more conscious to make sure that I eat the correct foods. I don't think there's an excuse for someone who eats out all the time. If you are the type of person that eats out five times a week or more, there's always going to be some sort of healthy option everywhere you go. You just have to make sure to be able to choose the correct stuff on the menu. A lot of the times now you have people on at the restaurants that are willing to modify certain things on the menu. So if you have a salad, maybe you can get rid of the croutons. Instead of eating chicken that's beer battered, maybe you want to do grilled chicken. So there's a lot of different things that you can do if you do decide to eat out, which in my opinion, I think it's very bad for the pocketbook for you to cut down on a lot of these expenses eating out. They do keep you in the poorhouse. If you're eating out 5 times a week, that can add up to quite a bit of money, especially if you are facing an insurmountable amount of credit card debt, just like a lot of Americans nowadays. They are facing a large amount of credit card debt. Or if you are trying to be able to have all your presents paid for in full in the holidays, maybe you want to take December and cut back on the spending that you do personally for yourself. Maybe start trying to prepare your own meals at home this month in December. Try to do that, or try to cut back on different things that normally you would consider a luxury, so that you can go ahead and make sure that you don't fall into credit card debt this holiday season when you're trying to buy the gifts for your loved ones this year. And again, I've reiterated that if you do decide to buy these gifts, make sure that you do thoughtful spending, so that ways you can get items that the people will actually use. I feel like a lot of restaurants nowadays too, they are price gouging people to the point where if you go eat out, what used to cost you 2-3 years ago $20 plus tip is now costing you 30 or 35 or probably even $40 plus. A lot of the people nowadays, they don't want a 20% tip. They're looking for something higher now. Some waiters and waitresses, sometimes they want even 25 to 30%. So it's just getting pretty outrageous. And so another thing that sometimes it's also smart for people to do is to be able to not drink alcohol when you eat out. Maybe instead of the alcohol, maybe just do water. That's something that I've practiced over the years, where instead of getting a soft drink or even getting alcohol, I just get a glass of water. And a lot of these restaurants nowadays, they'll give you a glass of water. And if you are scared of drinking the ice, just ask for no ice. And then that ways, at least if you can get that down, you can save quite a bit of money, because a lot of these soft drinks or alcohol, sometimes they can be $4, $5, $6, $7 a drink, or probably even $10 a drink if you're doing alcoholic drinks. So I think it's very important for people to make those little sacrifices over time. Like I said, make it a challenge, make it a 30-day challenge if you do it out. My recommendation is to go ahead and, if you are doing it 5 days a week, if you are eating out 5 days a week, maybe cut it down to 2 or 3, and then little by little start cutting it down in other areas where maybe you're meal prepping. A lot of people think that it's the convenience factor. Yes, it is the convenience factor, I agree. But if you go ahead and you prepare yourself, and you can do the meal prep thing, where maybe you can go to the store like Costco, or maybe you could go to a place like your favorite farmer's market and grab more than enough that you need for protein, or maybe your greens or your vegetables, and you do a little bit of meal prep. That can actually go a long ways. Also, if you have a little bit more money nowadays, you can actually do a meal delivery service, which I think is great, because the meal delivery services, they can be there for you to be able to train your body to be able to eat the portions that are adequate for yourself. So you could do, like, they have different options. You can do keto, you can do carnivore, you can do Whole30, you can do vegan, you can do Mediterranean. Sometimes they have special foods for you, And those foods, sometimes they run actually cheaper than what you would pay when you eat out. And if you follow that format for a while, you can actually start seeing it not only in your pocketbook, but in your health. And health is wealth. You have to treat your body like a temple. This can all be done little by little, step by step, week by week, month by month. Well, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video at that. Like I said, I just wanted to give you a little bit of B-roll today regarding the river, just that I was in the area. And again, I'll go ahead and provide you with content that I think will provide you more knowledge. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.